Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Never a dull moment in India's politics. It's raining raids in opposition-ruled states once again. There were non-stop raids today in West Bengal and election-bound Rajasthan as well. Now, the Enforcement Directorate has summoned Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's son, Vaibhav Gehlot, either to Delhi or Jaipur for questioning under the Foreign Exchange Violation Act. Meanwhile, the opposition has called this Raid Raj and the BJP's dirty politics. Vaibhav Gehlot himself is calling it a conspiracy by the central government. Listen in.
ये मामला तो 12 साल पहले 13 साल पहले भी यही आरोप लगाए गए थे, तब भी हम लोगों ने इसका जवाब दे दिया। अब 12-13 साल बाद फिर इन्हीं बातों को लेके ईडी वापस आया है, तो प्रदेश की जनता समझती है कि क्यों चुनाव में जब आचार संहिता हो गई तभी इनको याद क्यों आ रही है।
सर, डोटासरा जी के भी छापे मारे गए ईडी के पेपर लीक को लेकर।
हाँ, वो मुझे जब मैं जयपुर से रवाना हो रहा था तब मालूम पड़ा था।
अरे यार, सभी लोग बैठे हैं।
आदरणीय प्रदेश अध्यक्ष जी के निवास स्थान पर भी ईडी के छापे पड़े।
कांग्रेस पार्टी, उसके नेता कोई घबराने वाले नहीं है, चाहे वो कितना ही ईडी का दुरुपयोग करे। ईडी जो है ना, बीजेपी की ऐसी हालत खराब करेगी, गांव-गांव बात फैल जाएगी कि टीडी दल की तरह ईडी का उपयोग कर रहे हैं। हमने 2 पासकों, 2 कल हमने घोषणा करी, गारंटी की, कल किया और आज 2 जगह छापे पड़ गए। जितनी इसकी निंदा करें तो कम है, हम किसी गौर शब्द में निंदा करते हैं।
चुनाव संध्या से ठीक पूर्व, ठीक इलेक्शन से पहले जिस प्रकार से एजेंसीज को राजस्थान में छोड़ा गया है, कांग्रेस पार्टी के नेताओं को भयभीत करने के लिए, आतंकित करने के लिए, अगर भारत सरकार इस बात को समझ गई है कि वहां बीजेपी चुनाव हार रही है और इस प्रकार की जो रेड डाली गई है वो सिर्फ एक संकेत देने के लिए दी गई है, मैसेज देने के लिए दी गई है कि अगर हम पॉलिटिकली कमजोर पड़ेंगे तो हमारा साथ देने के लिए नाना प्रकार की जो एजेंसीज भारत सरकार की हैं, चाहे वो सीबीआई है, ईडी है, इनकम टैक्स है, उनका हम दुरुपयोग करेंगे और लोगों के अंदर एक तरह का भय पैदा करने की हम कोशिश करेंगे।
But I am quoting the BJP party, they are in power. और कितना करोगे आप? कितना लोगों को जेल में डालोगे? जैसे इलेक्शन में कोई ना रहे बाहर में, वो भी करके देखो, आपका वोट नहीं मिलेगा।
Meanwhile, as expected, the BJP is attacking the Gehlot Sarkar, saying that they are under the agency's radar over alleged corruption and this has nothing to do with elections. Take a look.
अशोक गहलोत सरकार ने भ्रष्टाचार के सभी मानबिंदुओं को पार करके नए बेंचमार्क्स ऐसे बना दिए हैं। यहाँ दीगर बात यह है कि पहले पेपर लीक से लेकर के 19वें पेपर लीक तक लगातार सरकार और सरकार में बैठे हुए लोग इस पर लीपापोती करते हुए नजर आए। प्रारंभ के पेपर लीक के समय माननीय गहलोत साहब ने प्रतिक्रिया देते हुए फौरी तौर पर यह कहा कि इस तरह की घटनाएं होना सामान्य बात है और अन्य प्रदेशों में भी इस तरह की घटनाएं होती है। बाद में उन्होंने अपना राग परिवर्तित करते हुए राग में दूसरा सुर अलापा और उन्होंने कहा कि इसमें हम जांच करवाएंगे। वो क्रम न थमने पर बाद में उन्होंने फिर अपने राग में अपने सुर में तीसरा राग अलापते हुए कहा कि इसमें कोई भी अधिकारी और कर्मचारी लिप्त नहीं है।
My guest this evening, Dr. Apurva Singh, is a BJP spokesperson joining us on the broadcast. Arun Sharma is a Congress spokesperson. Neeraja Chaudhary is a senior journalist. Sanjay Jha is an author. I'm coming to the BJP spokesperson here. Dr. Apurva Singh, Mamata Banerjee is saying, और कितने लोगों को जेल में डालोगे? कब बंद करोगे?
Devjani ji, first of all, I would like to congratulate everyone because, opposition was always asking ki मंदिर कब बनाओगे, हम कहते थे मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे, वो कहते थे तिथि कब बताओगे, एंड नाउ द डेट हैज बीन रिवील्ड, इट्स 22nd of January, and it's a very historic and auspicious day. So I would like to start my debate with a congratulation to you, to the person, to me,
Okay.
to the entire nation, to all the Sanatan Dharmis, and to the public of India.
नहीं
And
वो तो
now coming
ठीक
to the
है,
topic of ED.
डॉक्टर अपूर्वा सिंह, वो सब तो ठीक है. You're talking about Ram, but for the opposition you become Ravan. For no rhyme or reason, there are ED raids, they say, against us, especially in Rajasthan, where Vaibhav Gehlot has now been summoned by the ED.
Okay. Okay, now let me answer. I guess today is the most happiest day for Sachin Pilot ji, because he was the only person who raised the voice in his own party against this paper leak wala chapter. So now I don't know why he's taking press conferences in Delhi. It's entirely out of the context, but still. Secondly, I would like to say that if you are pure, truth is not to be afraid, right? सांच को आँच नहीं होती. There's a statement कि अगर आप सच्चे हैं तो आपको डरने की आवश्यकता नहीं होती है. सोना अगर आग में जाता है तो कुंदन बन के निकलता है. मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि जो कांग्रेस वाले हैं, इनको इतना भय क्यों है, इनको इतना डर क्यों है? Why they are afraid of this thing? अगर आपने कोई काला कृत्य किया ही नहीं है, अगर आपकी इसके अंदर संलिप्तता है ही नहीं, तो आपको इस बात पे डरने की आवश्यकता क्या है? दूसरी बात ये है. तीसरी चीज ये है कि 2004 से लेकर 2014 तक आप ईडी की जो कार्रवाइयां हुई थी, आप उनको देखिए. 121 कार्रवाइयां मात्र थी. आप ज्यादा कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं कर पाए? उसका एक सीधा सा कारण ये था, सिंपलेस्ट रीजन ये था, क्योंकि आप सभी एक ही थाली के चट्टे बट्टे थे. सबने खाया, सबने खिलाया, सब लोग खुश रहे और बस बात खत्म हो गई. मगर आज 2014 के बाद से ये रेट 821 केसेस हो गए हैं. 821 केसेस क्यों? क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी केवल एक ऐसी पार्टी है जो भ्रष्टाचार को न सहती है न सहने देती है. तीसरी चीज ये प्रश्न भारतीय जनता पार्टी से क्यों पूछा जा रहा है? ईडी एक इंडिपेंडेंट एजेंसी है. ईडी अपनी इंक्वायरी अपने तरीके से कर रही है. ये कांग्रेस की चाल रही है कि ऐसी इंडिपेंडेंट एजेंसीज को इन्फ्लुएंस करके रखना, ऐसी इंडिपेंडेंट एजेंसीज को जो है वो थ्रेटन करके रखना.
Even the BJP's most loyal soldiers will not think that ED is an independent agency. Anyhow, Arun Sharma, just respond to the charges that the BJP spokesperson is saying, and I'm just going to add a couple of things here. It's not like Vaibhav Gehlot has been under the scanner in the last 15 days, 20 days. He's been under the ED scanner and the IT scanner since 2020. When raids were conducted across various hospitals and resorts, right? Then why are you accusing the ED of being used as a political tool by the BJP? कि ये ED Prime Minister से पहले ED आ जाती है political campaigning करने की BJP के लिए. Fact is that these charges are not new.
Good evening, Shreya, first of all. And this BJP spokesperson was saying this is the happiest day, and I would like to respond. It is a very dark day in the history of Indian democracy. No wonder Prime Minister says we are mother of democracy, and the global agencies have started rating now as a partial democracy, right? They talk about freedom of press, they talk about religious tolerance. This is all there documented. Now, about these raids, this is very desperate attempt by BJP. They are clueless this time. You see, they are the boss, the two big leaders are the boss in the country, and they now have the reports that they are going to lose in these states, Rajasthan included, no question about it. The wall warning is very clear. It is written there. So it's in desperation that they have chosen these dates. This has never happened in history. There's a code of conduct already in place, and in less than 1 month we will be voting. And the timing is, there is a devil in timing
but
of
the
all
code of
this.
conduct doesn't mean. Okay. But the code of conduct, Mr. Arun, doesn't really mean that the ED cannot continue to do its job. But Sanjay Jha, would you want to come in here? It's all very well for the opposition to question the timing of these raids and to start saying that the ED comes before the Prime Minister comes to a state to give his first bhashan. We all understand that. But if Mr. Vaibhav Gehlot's hands are clean, beyond a point, how much can the ED harass you?
Very valid question, Shreya. Let me answer it very quickly for you. Number one, if you look at the pre-poll, shall we say, prognostications made by people, everyone knew that the Congress looks ahead in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, a neck-to-neck fight in Telangana, and in Rajasthan, the BJP was seen to be holding the pole position. That, based on my interactions with people, I can tell you, and I'm actually saying this with some degree of confidence, the trends have changed dramatically in Rajasthan. It's very much possible that the BJP will lose Rajasthan as well, and the Congress seems to be doing very well in Telangana. And you've had this embarrassing situation the other day when the Mizoram Chief Minister said that I will not share the stage with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So you can take it for guaranteed that the BJP has no chance in Mizoram at all, especially after what happened in Manipur. Now your question on the ED raid. I want to tell my BJP counterpart here कि जो लोग कायर और बुज़दिल होते हैं वो लोगों को धमकाने की कोशिश करते हैं. इसमें कोई बहादुरी की बात नहीं है. And I will tell you this thing, Shreya, you and I have done this debate quite often. BJP's playbook is like a Saas Bahu serial. You will get exactly what you expect in every episode. There will be some drama, it'll end with some glaring looks on the camera, and there will be some dramatic music, and finale. That's exactly what the BJP does. We shouldn't be surprised by it at all. Everyone knows what Meenakshi Lekhi said in Parliament. People thought she was joking, but she actually told an opposition leader, "Aap chup ho jaiye, nahi to ED aa jayega." This is a minister of the BJP making either a joke or saying it with gravitas, that you can see this is an item in political currency. I live in Maharashtra, and I'll give you one example, Shreya. There was a Congress leader who basically moved to the BJP during the time they were buying everybody out in Operation Lotus. Guess what he said publicly? He said, अब जो मैं BJP को join कर लिया हूँ, तो अब मैं रात को आराम की नींद सोऊंगा. अब मैं सांस लेके सोऊंगा क्योंकि ED अब मेरे पीछे नहीं आएगा. I mean, this party has actually, I think, made political probity into some kind of a mammoth joke, and I think people have seen through that.
Neeraj Chaudhary, I was just counting the number of people close to Ashok Gehlot who have now been raided by various agencies. The number is coming to 10. His brother has been raided, is under the scanner. His son has been raided under the scanner. There are ministers, his own ministers in his government who have now been raided under the scanner. 10 such people. Do you think ED raids actually impact an election? The BJP seems to think they do. That it's bad for perception, and after all, politics many a times is more about perception than anything else. Do these raids and the agencies swooping in an election-bound state change the way a state votes, or are people also fatigued and know exactly what is going on?
I think you're right. People see through, because the ED has gone only for opposition leaders. It's not gone for BJP. It's not been even-handed. Even if there was a desire to deal with corruption and cleanse the system. And people see through this. That's why I believe corruption is no longer an issue in the elections that are taking place. Other things are major issues. But what bothers me, the timing of it. Now, this case has been going on. I don't know, whether Mr. Gehlot's family is involved or not involved. We don't know, and don't have the facts and figures to make a judgment. But the case has been going on for some time. It's not a new thing. Therefore, to have the raids in the midst of a poll campaign, the correctness of that, could you not have waited 3-4 weeks? You waited so many months already. and then had the raids after the elections were over. So I think we need to think about this very deeply. Just as you have a model code of conduct imposed the moment elections are announced, should we think about, these kind of, particularly with the misuse of our agencies, that these kind of raids and things in cases that are ongoing and corruption and don't have a bearing on the state security or the country's security, whether they should take place during this period, because they may not influence elections, but they do create a certain kind, that you are now getting closer to the powers that be. You will in the future also have an impact on them, and so on. You create a whole lot of issues that should not be part of the whole narrative. So this is a very this bothers you a lot, because you have to be seen to be fair.
But Nisha Chaudhary,
I don't know what the election commission will have to say about
take
this.
On nothing so far, and going by precedent, they will have nothing to say about it. But Neeraja Chaudhary and Sanjay Jha, here's a parting question to both of you, and I'll give you 20 seconds each to respond. Does it sadden / worry you that the reputation of our agencies that are supposed to keep bureaucrats and citizens and netas honest in this country, their reputation is the one that has taken a beating? Whether it's the IT department, whether it's the ED, whether it's the CBI, they play an important role in our democracy and in the way our democracy is structured.
Yeah.
And every time there is an ED raid, you're like, oh, if it's an opposition leader, we know it's politically motivated. It may not be politically motivated. There may be something against that opposition leader. But in our heads, every time there is a raid, we start thinking of it as being politically motivated. That, I think, is particularly sad for our democracy and our country, Sanjay Jha.
Yeah, Shreya, I can tell you hit the nail on the head. The cynicism that we have now developed towards our institutions is, I think, the biggest damage that Mr. Modi's government has done. Because, as you rightly said, political parties will come and go. The BJP will win one election, the Congress will win another, this will carry on. But the bureaucracy is the key continuing structure of governance in any democracy. And, I come from Bihar, okay? And let me tell you, Shreya, I hope through your channel I can tell all the people in ED and income tax and CBI, many of them come, are hardworking people. Many of the people in the UPSC services come through hard work, education, etc. And they damage their own credibility by becoming instruments of, what I call as manipulation in the hands of politicians. Eventually, even they go back homes to their families, right? And imagine what their families think of them. To say, Dad, you're working with ED, CBI, and ET and IT, and you are probably a puppet in the hands of a politician. So eventually, Shreya, for the success of any democracy, eventually, like it or not, individuals also got to look at their own conscience. But I admit there is a political culture of intimidation, and probably people have become very vulnerable. That's a tragedy.
Oh. Dr. Apurva, I'll let you have the last word since you're representing the BJP. Aisa kaise, Dr. Apurva asked the opposition, and Mamata Banerjee has asked that of you as well, it's only leaders in the opposition who are corrupt. That every single member of the BJP across this country is as pak as Ma Ganga, and therefore doesn't need the love and affection of the ED or the IT. Aisa kaise ho sakta hai, Dr. Apurva Singh?
Devjani ji, first of all, yes, all the leaders of BJP
Shreya.
are
My name is Shreya. Apurva ji, my name is Shreya. Devjani is our guest coordinator. Lovely girl. She's our guest coordinator. No problem. Go ahead.
Shreya ji, yes, I can say this, that each and every person, each and every karyakarta of BJP is as pak, as pavitra as Ganga, because we don't believe in corruption. We don't believe in,
कैसी बात कर रहे हैं आप? कैसी बात कर रहे हैं आप?
Okay. Now, secondly, I think it's my personal opinion, okay, that in Rajasthan, this agency named as ED is doing a perfect job, and they are doing it perfectly because 70 lakh youth victims are there who are the victims of paper leak racket and nexus, which was governed by the governing body and governing, the party of Congress only. Each and every person in the state knows that who is behind this paper leak racket. 70 lakh youths are waiting for the justice. And if any agency is coming in Rajasthan and investigating it in a proper manner, then what's the big deal? Why each and every person of Congress or India Alliance is worried? They are worried because all are, chatta-battas of the same thali. They all are corrupt. They all believe in corruption. They all are indulged into, hadpo niti. They all are ghamandiya gang, and all are worried.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. For most Indians, and I speak on behalf of people I know, of course, for most Indians, most politicians are corrupt. That is what most of India thinks. Do a survey right now and they'll tell you who they think are the most corrupt people, whether it's BJP or the opposition. In our heads, politicians are corrupt. Acha chaliye, BJP is the exception. I mean, as I said, even your strongest supporters will not believe that. But anyhow, thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Apurva. Good to have you on the show. Arun Sharma ji, thank you very much. Neerja Chaudhary, good to have you on the show. Sanjay Jha, thank you very much. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap from me.